A true legend is being honored the way she deserves. As Jane Elliot turns 78, the world of General Hospital pauses, not in silence, but in celebration. For more than 4 decades, she has been the beating heart of one of daytime television's most formidable families, giving life, fire, and fierce intelligence to Tracy Quartermaine. And now, as tributes pour in from co-stars, writers, producers, and fans across generations, one truth echoes louder than all the applause: Jane Elliot is not just an actress. She is an era. Her presence on screen has always been impossible to ignore. From the very first moment Tracy Quartermaine walked into Port Charles, she did not ask for attention, she commanded it. With a raised eyebrow, a cutting line delivered with surgical precision, or a flash of wounded vulnerability beneath her armor, Jane Elliot transformed what could have been a stereotypical rich villainess into one of the most complex, human, and unforgettable women in soap history. Tracy Quartermaine was sharp-tongued, yes. Ruthless, often. Proud to a fault. But she was also deeply lonely, fiercely loyal to those she loved, and haunted by the knowledge that she was forever fighting for approval in a family of giants. It was Jane Elliot who gave Tracy that emotional depth. It was Jane Elliot who let viewers see the cracks beneath the diamonds. And over the decades, audiences didn't just watch Tracy, they grew up with her. They watched her battle her father, Edward, in wars of will that crackled with tension and love in equal measure. They watched her love Luke Spencer with a devotion so intense it bordered on tragic, and mourn him with a grief that felt achingly real. They watched her fight for her son, Dylan, sometimes clumsily, sometimes fiercely, always with the desperation of a woman terrified of failing at the one role that mattered most. Through it all, Jane Elliot never played Tracy as merely cruel or cold. She played her as a woman shaped by disappointment, by rejection, by the knowledge that softness was a luxury she could not afford. Every cutting remark, every icy glare, every explosive confrontation carried layers of history and hurt beneath it. That is the mark of a great actress, the ability to make even the most difficult character profoundly human. As Jane Elliot celebrates her 78th birthday, the tributes reflect not only admiration, but gratitude. Co-stars speak of her generosity, her intelligence, her wicked sense of humor on set. Younger actors describe watching her work as a masterclass in timing, in emotional truth, in how to dominate a scene without ever overpowering it. Writers have long said that when Tracy Quartermaine is in an episode, the dialogue almost writes itself, because Jane Elliot elevates every word. And fans? The fans speak in stories. They remember rushing home from school to catch her scenes. They remember gasping when Tracy delivered a verbal takedown that left an entire room stunned. They remember crying when, for once, the formidable Quartermaine matriarch allowed herself to break. For many, Tracy was not just a character, she was a constant. A familiar presence through decades of changing casts, shifting storylines, and evolving television. In a genre where characters come and go, where even legends can fade into memory, Jane Elliot has remained timeless. Part of her magic lies in contradiction. She is elegance and ferocity, comedy and tragedy, ice and fire. One moment, Tracy could have the audience laughing with a perfectly timed insult. The next, she could silence the room with a single tear sliding down her cheek. That emotional range, that fearless commitment to truth, is what made her indispensable. It is also what made her beloved. Because beneath Tracy's sharp edges, viewers saw a woman who wanted to be loved. A woman who feared abandonment. A woman who learned, again and again, that vulnerability was dangerous, but risked it anyway. Those emotional truths resonated far beyond the confines of Port Charles. They touched anyone who had ever felt overlooked, misunderstood, or forced to build walls to survive. Jane Elliot understood that. She honored it. She never played Tracy as a caricature. She played her as a survivor. As messages of love flood social media and fan forums, one theme repeats: there will never be another Tracy Quartermaine. And just as importantly, there will never be another Jane Elliot. In an industry that often sidelines women as they age, she defied every expectation. She did not fade into the background. She grew more powerful, more nuanced, more magnetic with time. Her later years on General Hospital were not a quiet epilogue. They were a triumph. Whether delivering courtroom monologues, clashing with family rivals, or sharing intimate, heartbreaking moments of reflection, she proved that depth only increases with experience. Her legacy is not just measured in awards or years of service. It is measured in influence. In the way today's soap actresses cite her as an inspiration. In the way writers still craft scenes knowing that, If Tracy is in a room, something electric will happen. In the way fans still feel a thrill when they hear her voice, because they know they are about to witness something special. This birthday, then, is more than a personal milestone. It is a celebration of storytelling itself, of the power of a character to live for decades, of the rare alchemy that occurs when the perfect actress meets the perfect role and transforms it into legend. Jane Elliot did that. She took Tracy Quartermaine and made her unforgettable. She made her sharp, but not hollow. Powerful, but not unfeeling. Flawed, but deeply, achingly real. And in doing so, she gave General Hospital one of its most enduring icons. At 78, Jane Elliot stands not at the end of a journey, but at a summit. Below her stretches a landscape of memories, confrontations that still echo, love stories that still ache, lines that fans can still quote by heart. Above her is a legacy secure and unshakable. Because some performances fade with time, hers only grows stronger. So today, fans don't just say happy birthday. They say thank you. Thank you for the laughter. Thank you for the tears. Thank you for the strength, the wit, the vulnerability. Thank you for showing, year after year, what it means to commit fully to a character and to an audience. A true legend is being honored the way she deserves. Not with silence, but with celebration. Not with nostalgia alone, but with reverence. Because Jane Elliot is not merely part of General Hospital history. She is General Hospital history.